Hello dear designers and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I am going to be showing you the drafting process that is involved in making this beautiful dress. So if this is something that you would like to learn, please keep watching while we get through it.
So to make this be with our basic borders pattern, so here I have my shoulder line, this is my armhole line, this is my bust line, this is my under bust line, this is my waistline, which is also my half length. Then I'll go ahead to draw my hip line. Here on my shoulder line, I already marked my shoulder measurement divided by 2 and I brought it down to my armhole line. So for my neck, I used 3 by 3. I used 3 inches for my neck wideness and I equally used 3 inches for my neck depth. For my shoulder slope, I used 1 inch. Then of course I will connect back to my neck. For my armhole trimming, I am going to insert my across chest measurement divided by 2. Then on my armhole line, I will place my bust measurement divided by 4. With my curve ruler, I will connect from my across chest measurement to the tip of my shoulder and from my cross chest measurement to my bust measurement. Now I have my armhole curve well set out. On my waistline, I will place my waist measurement divided by 4. Then on my hip line, I will equally place my hip measurement divided by 4. I will connect. Using my hip curve, I would connect also from my waist measurement to my hip measurement. I love to use this particular hip curve set to get the perfect curve from my waist to hip measurement because it gives me that perfect curve just the way I want it. Then from my hip measurement downward, I will just go straight. This is because I don't want this particular gown to be really fitted on my knee area, on my knee tightening area. I don't want it to be fitted. I just want it to be free because I just want to feel more comfortable when I wear it. Then for my back pattern, just like I did to the front, on my shoulder line, I would measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I would mark it down to meet to my armhole line. Then for my neck measurement, I used 3 by 1. I used 3 inches for the wideness, just like the front. Then for the depth, I used 1 inch. Just like the front bodies, I equally used 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I'll connect back to the neck. To create my armhole curve for my back borders, I would go ahead to mark out my across chest line at the back, and of course that will be at the middle line between my shoulder and my armhole line. Yes, so I would mark out my across chest measurement divided by 2. Then I will go ahead to create the curve. Next, I will go ahead to readjust my shoulder to waistline measurement for the back, because of course you know my front and back or waist shoulder to waist measurement is not the same. My front is 1 inch longer than the back, so I'll have to make the adjustment. Next I will do is to mark my waist measurement divided by 4. Then I will connect to my bust measurement. From my waistline, I would mark my waist to hip line measurement, and here I used 9 inches for my own body size. For a smaller person, you can use 8 inches, then for a bigger person, you can use 10 inches, but I don't think you should use more than 10 inches. On my hip line, I would insert my hip measurement divided by 4, then I will connect, of course, with my hip curve. I would connect to my waist. Then on my hemline, I would measure my hip measurement divided by 4 too. This is because I wouldn't want any form of tightening on my knee area, so I'm just going to take it straight down. From my hips, I will take same measurement down. This is because I want this dress to be a bit free on my body. I don't want any form of hip tightening or contouring on my knee area. On my waistline, from the center back, I am going to go inside by ½ inch or 0.75 inches. Then I would connect to my neck. This to give a form of contouring to my center back, and this also help in reducing excessive zipper bulge. From same center back, going in by ½ inches, I would also connect it to my hip line. On my knee tightening area, I would come in by 1 inches. This is to get it tightened at the underbutt area and give my dress a better fit at my underbutt area. And so I will come in by 1 inches and of course connect back to the hips. So to place my dart measurement using my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 4, so I'm going to start from the center back, from the center of my pattern, just like I did in the front. I would mark my nipple to nipple measurements divided by 4, then I would connect. Note that this is an armhole princess darted dress, so the dart is going to be running from the armhole down to the hem of the dress. So marking my nipple to nipple up to the armhole line, I'm going to be connecting from the nipple to nipple measurement at the armhole line. I'm going to be connecting it to the middle of my armhole, and there at the armhole I'm going to be extending my line out of the armhole curve. I'm going to be extending my line, say by 2 inches. For my dart taking, I am going to be doing half inch on both sides. You can choose to do 0.75 inches too on both sides. Then I would connect my dart like so.
Then for my front pattern, I would go ahead to place my nipple to nipple too. take my nipple to nipple measurement, dividing my nipple to nipple measurement into two. I will place it all to my bust point, then I will place it downward down to the hem of my pattern. Then for the dart, I will do half an inch on both sides. You can do 0.75 and it's still okay. So while connecting the nipple to nipple measurement that I already marked out, I will connect and stop at the bust point. Then from bust point, I'm going to divert and connect it to my armhole. So while I connect it to my armhole, I'm going to extending my line. I'm going to be extending my line past my armhole by say 2 inches, just like so. So I'll just go ahead to connect the rest. I'll go ahead to do my under bust contouring. So for my under bust contouring, I did 1 inch on both sides, and for my waist that I did half a inch on both sides. So I will go ahead to connect now. So flipping my ruler like this, I would connect from my waist dart to my under bust contouring. And when it comes to connecting your darts in bustier cutting and drafting, you really need to master how to make use of your ruler, especially your curve rulers. So while doing this connection, you need to try and avoid that. Make sure that you don't have too much curves. Your ruler does not like, you don't like, your curves is not much, it's just going to be slightly curved so that it can slide well through your under bust, through your bust line to your over bust. So at my armhole, I'm going to take a dart equivalent of 0.75 inches on both sides, and I will go ahead to connect it to the bust point. So by doing so, my armhole princess bust here is set. And like this, from this side of the dart, I am going to connect with my armhole curve. I'll connect it directly to the armhole. So for the length of my dart, I'm just going to come down from my waistline by 6 inches, or 5 inches, as the case may be, and I'm just going to extend my dart. After doing that, I will go ahead to next I will do is to add 1 inches on my waistline. This is for the dart. That's the measurement that I'm using for the dart. So I need to replace it because while I'm going to cut off the dart, if I don't replace it, my measurement is going to short. So there on my waistline, I am going to replace the measurement that I used for my dart. I would go ahead to do same on my back pattern. Then I would connect to my bust measurement. After connecting to my bust measurement, I'll also go ahead to connect it back to my hips using my hip curve measurement. I'll go ahead to do same for the front block. Since the dress I'm making it's just like a singlet gown, it's going to be having a strap at the shoulder. It's going to be having a strap at the shoulder, so it's same as an off shoulder pattern. So I need to like decide the place that I want my pattern to be cut off from. So here I came up from my armhole line. I came up by 2 inches, though I did not measure it in this picture. Sorry, I didn't measure it in this video. I came up from my armhole line with 2 inches, and then measuring from my shoulder, I think I have like 6 inches to where my off shoulder pattern started from. So I think this is 6 inches of the shoulder. I'm going to be reducing my across chest measurement because I don't need my across chest measurement to extend to my armhole area anymore. So from my armhole area, I'm going to be coming inside by 1.5 inches, thereby reducing my across measurement on that particular off shoulder line. So I'm going to be coming in by 1.5 inches, then I would place my curve rule and connect back to my armhole like so. So at the new across chest line measurement, I'm going to be placing a straight rule up to my shoulder, and I'm going to draw a straight line. So this particular line is going to be representing my strap. That's the strap for my gown. That's my singlet hand. So I wrote on it boldly strap. So I'm going to cut it out and keep it separate. So to draft my detachable cape, I am going to be deriving the pattern for my detachable cape from this particular pattern. So to do that, from my shoulder measurement, I'm just going to move out by 1 inches from my shoulder measurement. After moving out from my shoulder inches by 1 inches, this 1 inches that I'm moving out from my shoulder measurement is just for it. I am going to connect it slightly with a curve, taking it down. I'm just going to place a ruler, straight rule, that's going to be help me to take it down straight to wherever I want it to stop. And here for the length of my cape, I think I would go for a few inches below my under bust line. A few inches below my under bust line. I think I would go 2 inches after my under bust line. Yours can depend on your preference, however long you want it to be. But for this particular one in this video, I am going 2 inches below my under bust line, and I think that's fine for me. So take note that I came out from my shoulder measurements by 1 inches, then I connect slightly with a curve, then I took it down to the place that I want the length of the cape to be in. Then on my neckline, so remember that the measurement I used for my neckline is 3 by 3 inches, so I use 3 inches for my neck wideness and 3 inches for my neck depth. So I'll just go ahead to put the curve since I'm going to be needing it for the detachable cape. So it's just going to go like this, like this, like this, and all the way down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a fresh pattern paper to trace it out. I would go ahead to do same for the back block. From my shoulder, I am going to come out by 1 inches, then I'll connect from my main shoulder measurement to the 1 inches that I added. I'm going to be connecting with a slight curve, down to the length of the detachable cape. The next I will do is to connect with a roll, just like I did with the front block. The next I would like us to know is that this particular detachable cape, while connecting from your shoulder downwards, you might want to adjust your ruler a bit. Don't like make it like a straight line for ease. This is for ease. Place your ruler in a bit slanted form before connecting so that you don't like make a complete straight line. This is for ease and movement of your hand. So right here I'm going to place a fresh pattern paper under my front block. I'm going to pin it really well so that I'll be sure that the tracing comes out very well. After pinning, I'll go ahead to use my tracing wheel to trace out my detachable cape only. I'm going to be tracing out my detachable cape so that I can use it to cut it out separately. So before I cut through here, I would insert my side bustard. I need to do this so that I can blend my front and back happenings. Because of course my front and back happenings is not the same. My front is longer than my back, so and the difference between the both is 1 inches. So I'm going to be using that 1 inches to make the both front and back happenings to blend up. So just like I did with my front pattern, I am also going to go ahead to transform this back block to an off shoulder pattern using the same value that I used for the front. Then on my across chest line, that's my across chest line for this back, I am going to go inside from my armhole area. I'm going to go inside by 2.5 inches. For the front, I went inside by 1.5 inches. But then for the back, I think I'm going inside by 2.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark the 2.5 inches. Mark it, then I will connect it back to the armhole. using my curved ruler. So now that I'm done, I will go ahead to cut. So right here on my across chest line, where I moved inside by 2.5 inches, I feel like the 2.5 inches is too much, so I want to make it 2 inches now. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to step out a bit by half inches. By half inches, I feel like the 2.5 inches that I moved in with earlier is a bit too much. So I would move out again by half inches. So meaning that to what I used for my new across line now is 2 inches. So just like I did with the front, I am also going to go ahead to mark out the strap for the back, the singlet strap for the back. And to do that, I would be joining the upper part of my cutout pattern with the lower part, and there at the point of my new across chest line measurement, I am going to mark a straight line upwards just like I did with the front. So the boldness of my strap is half inches. So I'll just mark it upwards and I will label it back strap so that I don't misplace it with the front. Then I would cut out. So guys, this is all for the drafting and cutting of this beautiful piece. For my next tutorial, I'm going to be dropping the complete video of how I made this beautiful piece. That is the sewing processes that is involved. Just so you don't miss out, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that you'll be among the first people to get notification each time I drop. Thank you for watching. Bye and see you in my next video.